Hey Terrarians, how's it going? My name is Pixelated Fireball, and welcome back to more Pinkymod. So, we have a lot to do today, but before I get into any of that, I want to say a couple of things. First of all, I want to express my gratitude for all of the support that the channel has gotten the last couple of weeks. Well, since I've started playing Terraria in general. I've had a lot of new subscribers, a lot of people leaving a lot of really nice comments, which is always really uplifting and always makes my day. Had a lot of people leaving likes, just general support in whatever way people can show, and I really appreciate that. With that being said, I never really intended for this channel to be strictly a Terraria Let's Play channel. I just happened to really like the game and wanted to do a Let's Play, and hey, I guess that worked for me. I'm glad you people like seeing me play Terraria, because it's definitely one of my favorite games of all time, which I've said I have no idea how many times over at this point. The thing with Terraria for me is that it's one of those kind of games that I can sit down and play for hours on end, and then sort of drop it for a while and then go off to play other games, but I'll always see something that brings me back into the game. Like, I'll see that a mod that I really like is releasing a new update, or the game itself is releasing a new update, or honestly, I'll just be browsing YouTube and see a video about Terraria and be like, well, it's time to play that game for another 300 hours. So anyways, the main thing is, thank you. I really appreciate all the support that everyone has given me, and I hope to do many, many more videos in the future, Terraria or otherwise. But for now, it's time for Pinkymod. So, as I said, we have a lot of things that we need to do today. A lot of things that we need to look at, go over, more tasks that need to be accomplished. First things first, though, I gotta check out that lore. And I was told that these items that say this item has lore and all these different pages that I've picked up over time can actually be looked at as long as we have the Traveler's Journal in our inventory. So just select whatever item you want to look at, and then just press whatever key you have bound to open up your little lore book. For me, for instance, it's L. So, we'll just go over all these very briefly, and then move on to the next thing. So, first off, we have the Shard of Memory. It simply says, I don't like this. Make it go away, it's dark and evil. No, this is not good. And, I don't know, doesn't seem very evil to me. It looks nice, it looks pretty. I think that it's shiny and glowy. I mean, look at that. That doesn't look evil to me. That looks like totally nice, happy, and peaceful. It's pink. I mean, nothing pink has ever been evil, right? So next we have the letter that we got first whenever we started up the game. Dear Terrarian, this is a short letter about a group of people called the God Slayers. I wonder if they know the Devourer of Gods. Wonder if they've ever met him before. Probably been eaten by him before. I know I have been. But basically, it's them saying that they failed at their task and there's something terrible and evil and awful out trying to kill everyone, and they're asking me to pick up swords and help and go off and defend Terraria in their stead. This says, head to the Paradox Islands and reap the souls from bosses. I guess this was something that I found, and then I journeyed to the Paradox Islands. I guess that's where I'm from, somewhere else. I don't know. But that's what I'm getting from this. I'm assuming the he that they're talking about is the medium, and he's begging me to slay him if I ever come across them in the future, because he will not be a man anymore. Or not the man writing the letter anymore. So, I guess we'll have to keep an eye out for that. But that's interesting right there. Next is the travel brochure, which I read through. It actually is pretty funny. I guess it's sort of like a little advertisement for the mod. Hello, Terrarians! Ever wanted to travel to somewhere other than this little island? Well, in an update coming soon eventually, you can! Prepare to be wowed by the sights of exotic and wonderful travel destinations, such as a random island, but it has a cool temple on it. Somewhere in the sky, but it has no retarded birdmen. Only dragons. No insurance for dragon-based injuries. Well, I guess that's a shame. I had just gotten off the phone with Terrarian State Farm, you know, and I just got that taken care of. I just bought my dragon insurance for about 25,000 platinum. It was ridiculous. That's where all my gold went. Some desert place, the past, the future, a memorial to a legendary hero, and your own death, which is where I've always wanted to go, for the cheap price of wait of roughly 4 more months. So okay, there's your time frame right there, 4 months. Next is a letter to the family. I'm assuming this is a letter about that mine cave-in, I think, that I heard about from the intro way back when, because it's talking about dripping water, undead, squeaks of bats, and it's talking about crystal caves. I wonder if it's in some way connected to the Hallow. I wonder how if that's intertwined to the overall lore, or if crystals in this mod, in the story, are unrelated to the Hallow and are just crystals, have their own lore centered around them. Then it's the response, letter to the family. There's 4 pages. Yes, this is about the tunnel collapse. Tunnel collapse further down. I am lucky to not have been posted there at the time. No survivors, all dead. Strange noises are now louder than before. Witnessed the collapse, reported that the collapse seemed unnatural. Is anything in this game natural? I mean, the laws of physics don't exist. We've already established that whenever I was getting attacked by cloud monsters. Next page says there's bat creatures never seen before attacking. I wonder if that's... The bats have no eyes, have bodies of stone, and wings made of gems. It sounds more like crystal gargoyles than actual bats, but in my experience, anything related to bats is always terrible, so whatever it is, I'm sure oh, good. You feel an uneasy feeling as if you were being watched. Am I gonna be attacked by Pinky again? Is that what's about to happen? Give me a minute. I'm gonna keep just going through here. Oh god. Okay. Hold on. What? Alright. We're being attacked by Pinky again. Oh my god, he hits me so hard. Okay, now that that's been dealt with, moving on. It starts to get a little bit weird here. Things get a little bit shorter. The entries are not as long. There's stuff going on. My last writing in while big rainbow laser, ferned, killed friends, sorry I, God bye, cannot be, wuth you love, you gonna die. Like, oh, okay. I don't know, that's sad. I mean, I get it. The dude probably just got murdered there, but for some reason I think that's funny. I don't know why. Maybe it's just because I'm secretly a terrible person. Well, there's nothing secret about that. I enjoy murdering bunnies way too much. But I just think it's funny. It's like, oh, gotta go. Bye. I love you. Gotta go die now. Excuse me. Won't be right back, but I guess I'll see you later. Next is that soggy diary page that we found in the underground ice biome from the mermen. Lost count of how many days we've been here. Master is not the man he once was. No longer is he an honorable and optimistic warrior. Peering into his eyes is like peering into the void. His scales and gills are still bleeding from the ambush. Feel guilty for not being able to do anything. Master held not one bit of anger towards me. Only lost in himself and the woes that have befallen us. Wish I was back in the tropics, in my burrow, where the water is warm and things are familiar. So I guess it actually adds a little bit of backstory, or a little bit of personality to those mermen. It actually gives them a little bit of intelligence, instead of just being random mobs that you stumble into in the water, or in the underground ice biome, rather. That's a little interesting. Then we have a note from the medium, which we picked up on his island. It's just him detailing his pilgrimages and his experiences, being a worshiper of the Moon Lord, which is interesting because I don't know what the lore is doing with the Moon Lord. Typically, he's this sort of just terrifying evil beast that you just have to slay, but these guys, or the medium in particular, is talking about him being this deity that's not necessarily evil. It's an actual religion or more of a cult. Those 5 are doing a real good job at what they are supposed to, but of course, it is only a matter of time before their skills and teamwork are put to the true test. Till that day, I shall be praying to the deity I know has long since died for them. So I guess I'm sort of getting the vibe that in this mod, the Moon Lord is actually a shell of what he used to be, and he's only evil now because he was corrupted or something like that. I don't know. I'll just have to wait and see, but that's just the sort of vibe that I'm getting. And then the last one is the history of the Imperial Slime Army, which has 5 pages, a lot of things to go through. So I'll just leave them up on screen for a minute and let you guys read through it. So I guess that's just a compiled history of the different slime factions, different backgrounds, and their war against Hallowstone, which is the Terrarian capital, and the fall of their lord, Pinky. So there you go, it's pretty interesting. Speaking of Pinky, we have a journal entry about the manifestation of Pinky. And basically, these things are cloned, weaker versions of Lord Pinky, who are deadly assassins that they mass-produced for the war, as it said. There are tales of the deadly effectiveness of these killers and also many questions. The moment one lays their eyes on an armed slime, one will have many questions. That is a fair question. How do they use shields? How do they use swords or weapons in general? They have no arms. Do they just... I sort of imagine that they just sort of stick the weapon inside their gelatinous forms and just roll it around and just move things through their bodies and just... That's how they do their whatever. But there you go. That's all the lore information for right now. I know there was a lot, but I had a lot of catching up to do. I didn't really know that I could look at it like that. I thought I had to show the journal pages to somebody. I thought I had to be taught how to read, but evidently that's how you do it. If you get these things, like I said, it says this item has lore. Make sure you have your traveler's journal in you. Select it in your hotbar up there, and then read through it like that. So there you go. So now that we've gotten that taken care of, we can go over to our little arena. And as you can see, we got our Eternia crystal stand, and that is because we finally found the unconscious man. and got our crystal, so we can finally do the Old One's army. I haven't actually done the event itself. I did do some modifications here, as you can see, because I tested it out to see if the event would actually fit in the arena that I made, and it actually fits just perfectly. The portals themselves are directly underneath the edges of the arena over there, so we can do it. Actually do it for real now. That's sort of what I want to do first, because I do actually like the event, even though I hardly ever do it, hardly at all. It should be pretty face roll. I mean, the sword that we have here is still incredibly overpowered, so I don't imagine that it'll take much effort to wipe the floor with these guys, but we're going to give it a try. We're going to take care of this Old One's army. We're going to wipe it out with the power of Pinky. So we'll put up lightning ore rod. We'll just drop that over here. That's the one that I grabbed. All right, start mowing them down. Yeah, look at that. Just stand right there and obliterate it. They do have a very short distance to have to travel to get here, but that's okay. Have to make some modifications to this arena later on down the line, put some conveyor belts in, and some lava traps, dart traps, all that good stuff. Make it even easier to kill these guys. And that's what I'm talking about. Wave 1 done. Come on, bring it on. You Ethereans are no match for the power of Pinky. Oh! That's handling them over there pretty easily. I'll just stay over here and just keep spawning more of those towers over there. Look at that. Mopping the floor with them. Oh no, turtle! Escape! Come on, hurry up, run! Run away! There we go, he's safe, thank God. Thank God the turtle is safe. Whew, I was worried. Up, never mind, he's dead. Well, that's a shame. Wrong place at the wrong time, buddy, what can I say? Happens to the best of us. Sword is making me exactly what I expected to be, a devastating whirlwind of destruction. Take that, Ethereans. Our goblins are better than yours. Ha! See, ours are helpful. They're nice and friendly and polite. They help me reforge stuff and take all my gold. Wait a minute, maybe they're not that good. All right, time for the Dark Mage. Bring it on, I'm ready. Where is he? Come on, Dark Mage, there he is. Come on, murder him. And his face is melted. And that's that. The Old One's army has been defeated. All right. We got our dragon egg. Lovely. Got our little dragon buddy now. Perfect. And that's that. Pretty simple little event there taken care of. Also, another thing that I got while I was sort of just running around here briefly, whenever I was destroying the dirt communists, I got a Lilith root. And it increases dark damage life regen by 3, and I checked it out, and it makes this Pripyat of Orspeak. I guess it's just a combination of all these things here. I just have yet to get a holy amulet, which is made out of speculant bars. Cool to the touch. I guess we'll get that later on down the line, probably at some point, but there you go. That's that taken care of. Old One's army's been defeated. Moving right on along. So the next order of business is going off and finding the meteorite. And I already know where this is. It's off to the right. Pretty far away over here. And I would have just mined it and started building stuff with it over at the base, but I don't want to deprive you all of the absolute glorious, beautiful majesty that is vein mining a meteorite. It is by far one of the most satisfying things to watch. So we're going to head over that way, get to the meteorite, and then I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So here we are, ladies and gentlemen, the meteorite. And I'm not sure if these meteorite heads drop anything special because of the mod, so I'm going to hang around here for a minute and kill a couple of those guys and see if anything unique will drop from them. Alright, it doesn't seem like they drop anything new, so without any further ado, for your viewing pleasure, vein mining the meteorite. So here we go. Oh yeah. Look at that. Beautiful. It didn't do the whole thing. I'm kind of disappointed. We'll go to the other side. Yeah. Look at all that. Beautiful. Let's try to get as much of it as possible here. Because I don't know what all I'll be able to make with it. I know there are new mod-related things that require meteorites. We're going to see what those are. But before I run off with my massive haul here, you can see there's a secret cave down below. So we are going to go adventuring and see what we can find down there. Oh, this is pretty deep down. Whatever it is, I hope it's worth the trip. There's the sword stand. And it's nothing. Yay! Alright, still pretty cool though. Hidden cave underneath the meteorite. Alright, back to base we go with our massive amount of meteorite. Okay, well it actually looks like we did get something, an obsidian scale. Did that drop from a meteorite head? Yes, it did. They make all kinds of stuff with that. But it just provides immunity to on fire. It looks like you can craft it with some souls of night and obsidian as well, so that's pretty cool. We will throw that in our inventory along with our meteorite and all the other goodies we acquired on our journey over there. Alright, so there's a couple of different things that I could craft with the meteorite set and the mod materials, but first things first though, I did make the meteor hamaxe because compared to the altitude hamaxe, while it is a pretty cool tool, it is a little bit more powerful in terms of axe power, so I'm just going to put this in my chest over there and save that for when I can upgrade that in hard mode. And then I forgot about Medked's Trident, which is an item I looked at way back when I went over to the beach. Something you can make out of the shards of memory, some divine gems, and a trident. It's just a regular old standard trident. Does pretty decent damage, pretty high critical strike chance, not bad. Just a regular trident, no special effects. And then the next thing that I could make is the Count's Phase Blade. You make that out of meteorite bars, rubies, some shadow scales, or I guess in my case it would be tissue samples, and some fire souls. And it works pretty much like your regular old phase blade. Only difference is that it swings really fast. And it's auto swing. And I'm pretty sure the other phase blades are not. And of course, this can later get upgraded into a phase saber in hard mode, like the regular phase blades. Next is the Immaterial Blade. It says it bypasses thick armor and is light as a feather. It's very slow. It's not auto swing, but I imagine that the benefit you gain from using it is that it does bypass thick armor. So I assume that bosses or enemies with really high armor, it'll just shred straight through those and deal full damage to them anyway, regardless of what their armor value is. So that's pretty cool. And then the Piece de Resistance, the best for last, the Meteor Glove, which uses meteors as ammo. And I've crafted a few of them and I used it, and my god, it is crazy powerful. I mean, look at that. You get to just hurl meteorites at people. Like, there you go, take that, fish. Doesn't have a super long range, but it is pretty good. It doesn't penetrate, obviously, but I mean, come on now. You get to smash people in the faces with projectile meteors. It is throwing damage, so I guess if you use the, I guess what would it be, the fossil set, probably a pretty decent weapon, pretty powerful. It actually, pretty high up there, comparatively. It's actually pretty much right on par just about with the rune broadsword, and it's not even have any affixes or anything on it. And the final thing that you can craft is this thing called a Meteor Sabaton, and I used Z as the keybind, but it performs an explosive ground slam with a 3-second cooldown. So, just fly up above your target dummy here, hit your button, and boom! Not bad. Pretty cool accessory. I don't know if I'm going to use it, but I might hold on to it because it's actually pretty interesting. So far, that's pretty much all that it looks like I can make with the meteorite that I have acquired. Unless I'm missing other materials that I could use to make more things, that's all it looks like I can craft, so there you go. So the next order of business is going and getting my hands on that new ore that spawned whenever I killed the Eye of Cthulhu and used that mineral mirror. And I believe it said that it's located in the desert, so I guess that's where we're gonna head next. Go back to the desert and see what that is all about. Come to think of it, I haven't actually explored the underground desert yet, I don't think. I know that the pit is over there, but I don't think I've actually gone into it yet, so it'll give us the opportunity to go down there and take a look around. Might be some new, interesting, terrifying monsters down there to have to kill. Alright, so let's just dive right down in. Bring it on, bugs. Show me what you got. I don't see any of the new ore yet. Oh, there it is. Okay, this looks like the new ore. Speculant ore. Okay. It is not in the whitelist yet, so let's add that in. We can get some archaic shards while we're over here. Might as well get some fossils, too. See if that's useful for anything. Oops. So, I might have accidentally made a mistake and added the sandstone, or hardened sandstone, or sand in general, to the Veinminer thing. I don't remember doing that, but, well, I guess it's a little bit more open down here now, so you know what? That's fine. Alright, so, finally, I am back from the desert. Didn't see any new enemies over there, so I'm assuming either it will be added in later, or if not, there will be more in hard mode. I got all of these items from all the speculant, plus some accessories, and it required a whole heaping massive pile and a whole bunch of resources to make all of it. Obviously, I'm making it all so I can show everything off, but, you know, you won't have to get as much, but still. But you make the speculant bars by combining divine gems in 20 speculant ore. I'll give you 5 of them. And you can make just a whole bunch of stuff pre-hard mode, and there's some stuff hard mode as well. But also, take note of these interesting little statues that I've got placed right here. And those were made at a construction table, which is a new item that you combine a workbench, a tinker's workshop, and silver and or tungsten bars. And you can use that to make a wide variety of new things, such as these statues, and eventually weapons and armor and stuff like that, I think. But Without any further ado, let's get started looking at some of these weapons. Weapons, accessories, new ammo types, all sorts of goodies. So, first thing is the Spelulance, I think? Speculance? It's just a regular harpoon, or not harpoon, a regular spear type weapon. Not terrible. Next we have, good lord, Kurenervexic? Something like that. It's a chakram. You can throw like that. Pretty much standard chakram weapon. Next we have a Crore, which is a yo-yo. Don't play with this indoors. Max length 14, hits is 12, and applies a variety of debuffs on hit. I'm assuming it's similar to the Rune Broadsword, but it's just a yo-yo. Not incredibly long range, but it does do... It basically turns whatever you're hitting with it into a giant sparkly rainbow monster, so that's pretty fantastic. Next we have the Frostiviance, which is a material. Send your enemies flying by sending beams flying. So next we have the Gleamwing Maul, which is also a material. Produces golden waves with each swing. It's blunt and sharp at the same time. Best of both worlds. Pretty decent weapon. It shoots these projectiles out, and they don't go too terribly far, but if you get it angled just right, you can make them sit on top of the thing that you're attacking for a second, would do a little bit extra damage, which is pretty cool. Then we have the Gildretian. It's just like a boomerang. You can throw that like you could the chakram. And then finally we have Gertrude's Holy Blade, which has lore, which we will look at in a minute here. Holy Sword of the God General Gertrude, former leader of the Imperial Terrarian Army. When the war against the Atreides broke out, Gertrude was sent to the commanding front to deal with the Dark Legions, and he would have been dead long ago if not for his sword and his shield, which is right here. We'll talk about that in a minute. Right-click to fire a beam. Blade itself deals more damage against corrupted enemies. So, Crimson Beware. Looks pretty cool. Not a bad sprite. It is auto swing, and then there's that right click. Shoots out those beams. They do not penetrate, it looks like, but hey, still a decent weapon, not bad. And then the shield, Gertrude's Holy Shield, which increases damage absorption as health goes down, with a minimum of +5 damage absorption at full health to 25 at less than 15. Also increases dark damage defense by 18. Gertrude was a strategist and thus was frequently absent on the battlefield when his troops fought. However, when he did join them, he was notorious for cowering behind a shield. The lore flavor text for these two weapons kind of sort of giving me mixed vibes about this guy. So the sword is basically building this Gertrude person up to being some great warrior, and then the shield is like, oh, they just cower in fear behind their giant shield, which doesn't look like it has a sprite. I don't know if it's supposed to at some point. If it is, it's not working, but I imagine that it will at some point eventually, because I like the way that looks. I imagine a big paladin shield type thing, big bulwark. Now onto the ranged weapons. I might have missed some things, by the way, I should say, because like I said, there was a whole lot. So I might have skipped over some stuff, so you guys will have to let me know. You wiki people and developer have to let me know if I missed anything important here. But we have the Anata Speculi, which is also a material. One of the first bows wielded by Anata, goddess of archery, known for her insanely unfair strats. So, it works just like the Carbonium bow that we had. Shoots fast, auto-firing. We also got these new arrows. I think they're pronounced Madelstoken? Double strength of the regular arrows, and they are extra fast arrows. So let's see what they do. Yes, they fly at people really fast. That's great. I love that. Not bad. If you're a ranger, not bad. I would go for this one. And then next we have the Tolixor, the preferred pistol of Eneleath. Oh boy, these names are interesting. Enelethis, disciple of the Governor Rex. Just a regular pistol, nothing all that fancy about it. And then we have a magic weapon, the Divine Staff, which looks pretty cool. Really like that as well. Fire homing divine bolts that do not pierce enemies. Pretty straightforward. It's just your typical magic staff. Pretty nice though, not bad. And then, more trinkets. We have the Prepiate of Orspeak, finally, because I made that holy amulet out of the speculum. And then we have wings, mist-bound wings. Pretty nice, if I do say so myself. They don't look too terrible. Another mod that adds a pair of pre-hard mode wings. Hey, there ain't nothing wrong with that. That extra mobility, can't get that fast enough. So you know what? A+ for me, 10 out of 10. And then finally, we have the set. The Speculant Helmet. Armor and Greaves. So the helmet increases max mana and life by 20 and minions by 2. The armor increases life regen by 1 and all damage by 10. And the greaves have 15% increased movement speed, 5% melee speed, and +1 life regen. And the set's overall bonus is an increased flight time for wings by 50 and 4 defense. I believe this is the direct upgrade from the Hallowguard armor. And they are crafting materials, so make sure that you hold on to them to make that awesome endgame stuff, I'm assuming is what that is. But, there you go. That is everything that I could find related to speculum. Or what was it called? Speculum? Everything I could find related to speculant bars. Like I said, I might have missed some things, so you guys are gonna have to let me know if I did or not. And with that, even though this was definitely a reading episode, I think I'm gonna call it quits here, guys. I guess our next goal will be to head off to the jungle and fight the queen bee and see what terrors lie beneath that overgrown pit of death and despair. So, as always, thank you guys so much for stopping by and checking me out. I really appreciate it. Hope you liked it. Once again, I want to express my gratitude one more time. I love all the support you guys have been giving me. It always, always makes my day seeing those awesome comments and likes and views, all that good stuff. So thank you again. And as always, whatever it is, wherever you are, day or night, I hope you're having a good one of those, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.